What's up, YouTube? It's your boy Alfred, making his yearly contribution to the platform in the form of a Planet Zoo tier list. Hang on. Get this out of here. That's right, we're doing a Planet Zoo tier list inside of Planet Zoo. Now, recently, a lot of YouTubers that I watch that make Planet Zoo content have been making DLC tier lists. And I figured I wanted to get in on this too because I didn't necessarily agree with all of their points. No hate, but I'm here to offer the definitive tier list of my opinions on the different Planet Zoo DLCs and which ones you should buy if you don't have them all yet already, like I do, because I'm financially irresponsible. And I did make this myself. I spent a lot of time on it, and by a lot I mean maybe an hour. It is inspired by Delay Designer's tier list, so huge shout out to her. Go check out her videos on Planet Zoo and of course her tier list. Jumping right in, we first have the Deluxe Upgrade Pack. Now in the Deluxe Upgrade Pack you get 3 habitat species, the digital soundtrack of Planet Zoo, as well as a set of wallpapers. So first, checking out the habitat species, we have the Thompson's gazelle, which is a really beautiful animal. I love having this small member of the Bovidae family. We don't have any like small bovids besides the Thompson's gazelle, and so this is a really awesome species. I love these guys, they're adorable. We also have the Komodo dragon, which is an awesome animal. It looks fantastic, if you'll excuse the frame rate. The scale quality on these animals is just so good. They look amazing. And then last but not least, we have the little pygmy hippos. The little anime hippos, because they're small and round and adorable. I think there's a little baby in here. Look at the baby, it's the cutest thing ever. You can't really see it because the lighting's not good. You also get the digital soundtrack, which is cool, I guess, but if you have a Spotify account, I feel like that's not really necessary because you can just listen to it for free with your premium Spotify subscription. So not actually free, but regardless. And then the wallpapers, this game is so gorgeous, I feel like it's easy to make wallpapers yourself, so you don't necessarily need the official Frontier wallpapers. And I feel like for this pack, it is also worth mentioning the price, because the prices of all the other packs are the same, but this one is actually more. The other ones are all $10, and this one is $12, but you get less in-game content for your money. When the packs all go on sale, they actually put the Deluxe Upgrade Pack for less money than any of the other packs, because I think even Frontier knows that the value you get in this pack is less than the other ones. So with all of that in mind, I feel like I can't put the Deluxe Upgrade Pack any higher than meh tier, and I just realized with the UI gone I can't see where the check mark is to place that, but regardless, it's an awesome pack. I love the animals you get in it, but you just don't get as much bang for your buck as in all the other packs. So it's not bad, but if you're gonna go for any pack, probably go for the other ones. Don't get this one unless it's on sale, and I feel like that applies to all of these packs because these packs all go on sale so often that you might as well just wait a little bit, save your money, and then you can buy these packs for like 50% off. Way better deal. So next up on our list, we got the Arctic Pack, our first real DLC for the game. And in this pack you get 4 habitat species and a bunch of scenery items. So checking out the habitat species first, we have the polar bear, which are awesome. They're huge. Like look at this staff member compared to the polar bear. It's awesome. Super iconic animal, amazing, great addition to the game. And then next we have the reindeer, which another good addition. Maybe not the most accurate model Frontier has ever done, but I like them regardless. Then we have our sleepy Arctic wolves. Now, I'm not super thrilled about this addition to the game, if I'm being honest. They're basically just reskinned timber wolves, and we probably could have, I don't know, gotten just a different color variant of the timber wolves, a light fur variant, because they're basically the same animal anyway, and we could have saved the DLC spot for a more unique animal. But regardless, it is a beautiful animal. I do like it. I like all the animals in game. I like every animal on the planet, but just maybe not the most interesting addition. And then last, we have the doll sheep, which just looks awesome. No complaints there. Now, for the scenery, you get three kind of themes of items. You get these sort of Viking, Scandinavian themed pieces. The wood pieces are really nice. I do like the wood textures. A lot of these pieces are fairly themed, but you can make these you work in pretty much any build. And then you also get some more holiday themed items with all these Christmas presents, Christmas trees. Actually, now that I mention it, these Christmas trees are not actually part of the pack. These are base game items. There are also like some ice block pieces, and that's about it. So the animal selection is pretty good. Maybe not the best we've gotten. And then the items that you get are kind of mid. I'm not gonna lie. And then I think it's also worth mentioning that unlike a lot of the other packs that we get in the game, this does not come with a exhibit animal, and it also does not come with any foliage, which I do love me some foliage. So with all that in mind, I think the highest I can put the Arctic Pack is in the okay tier. I mean, it's okay. It's got good stuff in it. And like, I don't know, if polar bears are your favorite animals, maybe go with this one, but I would recommend getting some other packs first because they just have better stuff in them. Now, next up, we have the South America pack, and this one we kind of got the standard for what we would get in all of the scenery packs moving forward. It has 4 habitat species, 1 exhibit species, bunch of scenery items, and some foliage pieces as well. So for the habitat animals, we first have the jaguar, which is my personal favorite big cat on the planet. Um, Watch, he comes out in the sun. Very, very beautiful animal. We also get the giant anteater, which looks great. I love them. We also get llamas, which interesting choice, but I'm not mad about it. I do love me some llamas. And then last we have our Colombian white-faced capuchins, which very noisy, but still, oop, dropped through the floor for a second there. Gorgeous animals. Love these guys. And then for our one exhibit species, somewhere in here, we have red-eyed tree frogs, which are cool, but, you know, oh, there's one. I wasn't actually going to look for it, but I just happened to spot it. It's cool, you know, good animal, but it is just an exhibit species at the end of the day, which they all are just kind of meh. They just kind of sit there and don't do anything. I really wish exhibit species had a little more animations and they moved around a little bit, but it is what it is. And for the props that you get these very temple, South American themed rock pieces, and they also come with like these ruined pieces, and like I really like these stone pieces a lot. They're really useful for all kinds of builds. You also get these bamboo pieces, which are really nice and recolorable, and you get these rope pieces, which are cool, I think. And then I really like these wooden panels. I think these are really cool as decoration items as well. And then as far as foliage, you get like Brazil nuts, you get the Cecropia trees, which look really cool. You get a bunch of orchids, and you get this nice log piece. So all in all, I think the South America pack is a good pack. I think it's pretty solid. And I guess on the note of the packs that I put, or at least the scenery packs that I put in the good tier, I tried to order them in order of which ones I think are best, but I I really just couldn't decide which ones because I put a lot of them in the good tier. So I just couldn't figure out which ones I like better. I think some of them have better animals, some of them have better scenery pieces. I think they're all just good, and that's why I'm showing you. If you don't have these packs, I'm showing you the stuff in the pack so you can decide for yourself if you think one is better than the other, because I just couldn't decide because I'm indecisive. So next up we got the Australia pack. Again, 4 habitat species, 1 exhibit animal, bunch of scenery pieces and foliage. For habitat species, we have these southern cassowaries, which are walking strangely close together, but they're gorgeous nonetheless. We have these adorable little babies as well. We also get koalas, which are obviously super iconic Australian animals. Arguably the most iconic, besides maybe the red kangaroos. Maybe more iconic than the koalas. Another awesome animal. Like, the game was severely lacking in marsupials before the Australia pack came out. And then we also get the, oh, what is going, oh. That's not supposed, where is your head? What happened? What is going on? We're not going to look at that one. We're going to ignore that one. We're going to look at this one over here that actually has a head. Normally this game is not buggy like that, but sometimes weird stuff happens. But we also get the dingoes. I don't know if I said that already. Gorgeous, gorgeous animals. Love these guys. And for our exhibit animals, we get the eastern blue-tongued lizard. If I remember correctly, that's what they're called. Which, again, you know, it's an exhibit animal. It's cool. Not anything super exciting. For the props, we get kind of 2 different styles of props. We get more of like an aboriginal, traditional type of architecture and artwork like this one over here. Then we also get more like rusty, rundown, post-apocalyptic type items. And I think both styles are really cool. I really like these posts. These posts are really, really cool. They're not recolorable though, unfortunately. For foliage, you get like nice eucalyptus trees. You get these ghost gum trees, which are really cool looking. You get these grass pieces, which are awesome. I love these grass pieces. And then you get these, this, I forget what this is called. Desert bloodwood tree. Maybe not my favorite looking tree, but you know, it's there. You can use it if you want. Oh, and I almost forgot. We have one of the few animated props in the game, the Mecharoo. Super cool prop. Now, again, same kind of case as the South America pack. I think the Australia pack, it's a good pack. I like the stuff in it a lot. I'd say I maybe like the animals in the Australia pack a little bit more, but then I like the pieces in the South America pack a little better. See, it's a trade-off. You just have to figure out what you like and what you don't like. Next up, we have the Aquatic Pack. Same deal as the packs before. Now, I heard some slander of the Aquatic Pack from some certain YouTubers that will not be named, Leaf and Eben. But I'm here to set the record straight and tell you why the Aquatic Pack is still to this day one of the best packs that we've been given. So first of all, the animal selection is elite. You get the king penguins, which are just gorgeous. Oh, and also, I mean, these were the first aquatic animals that were added to the game. And some people said like, oh, you know, they've added other animals, like they've added the African penguins, which maybe are a better substitute for the king penguins, so maybe the Aquatic Pack isn't as good, which I very much disagree with. I love these king penguins. They're so cool looking. This was the first deep diving animals that we got in the game. We also get the gray seal, which people say, oh, you know, you can just get the California sea lion. But I really like the gray seals. They are super cool looking. And then again, we have giant otters. People say, oh, Asian small clawed otter. See, that's more common in zoos, so it might be better. But, I mean, the giant otters are so cool. They're so big and gorgeous. Look at their little baby. He's so cute. The frame rate is not the best right now, which I guess it's just because of the amount of animals I have in the zoo. And then lastly, for the habitat animals, we have the Cuvier's dwarf caiman, just kind of hiding right here in the hyacinths. Super adorable, tiny little crocodilian. Also for our exhibit species, we have the diamondback terrapin, which there's one right there. If I can get nice and close. Adorable little turtle. Resident of around the place where I would live, so a familiar face for me. Now, the scenery that you get in this pack is elite for two reasons. Everyone knows the faux aquatic rocks and the faux aquatic tree trunks. These are super versatile. You can use them in any habitat, and they can instantly make it look better. Like I could not live without using these rocks. Like when I first started playing the game, I didn't use them much because I was like, oh, they're not realistic. I like the realistic ones. But once you start using them, you'll never go back. And then another piece, which I don't hear people talking about as much, but I absolutely adore, is these planted wood panels. These are so versatile. You can sink them into the ground or into rocks and make like just super dense looking foliage. You can use them as planters. They have this really nice wooden texture on the bottom that's like unique to them. Like these are some of my favorite pieces right here. Just the faux rocks and the planted wood panels. So good. You also just get, some other really cool scenery pieces like these foliage, like this big stinky flower and the horsetail palms and lipstick palms. The I wanted to say rutabaga. It's not a rutabaga. It's a rhubarb. Close enough. So with all that in mind, I think there is no question that the Aquatic Pack is a great pack. I'm going to put it right there because I think there is a pack that I would put above it, but we'll get to that later. Next up we have the Southeast Asian Animal Pack, which was a first animal pack that we got in the game, and instead of adding a bunch of scenery pieces, this only adds animals pretty much. It adds 7 habitat species and 1 exhibit species. So first up we have the sun bear, which is like super cool looking animal. I love their long tongues and their kind of goofy faces, but it gives them personality and character. And they also come with these unique enrichment items for specifically the sun bears, as well as the clouded leopards. These are super gorgeous animals. Love these guys. We also get the dole. Now, admittedly, the dole is not my favorite looking animal that we've gotten. I feel like, there's a lot of different looks to the doles. There's different subspecies. This is, I think, supposed to be based off of the Usuri dole, if I'm saying that correctly. I don't know. I just am not a big fan of the look of these animals. I feel like Frontier could have done a better job on these ones specifically. And then we also have the binturongs doing their goofy climbing animations. I love the binturongs. They look so good. We also get the babirusas, which really cool animals. I love their addition to the game. Just adorable little piggies. We also get the proboscis monkeys, which are not the prettiest animals, but they're not really supposed to be. So I like them. Good addition to the game. And then last we get the Malayan tapir, which a little disappointing because this is pretty much just a reskinned Baird's tapir. They could have maybe edited the model a little bit more to make it a little more distinct, but that isn't what we got. Still a good looking animal. There's no bad animals in the game, aside from maybe the male lion model. Like, the male lion model really just does not look good. But aside from that, it's a good animal. We also, for the exhibit species, I'm not sure if I'm going to see any, but we got the giant Malaysian leaf insect. I don't know. Oh, wait. No. Their whole point of the way they look is to camouflage, and they are being successful because I cannot see a single one. Cool animal, though. Now, I feel like on paper, the Southeast Asian Animal Pack should be higher for me, but I don't know, something about the way a lot of them look and the animal selection. I mean, it's a really like biodiverse region, and I feel like it should be higher, but for some reason I just really feel like I can't put it higher than okay on the list. And then also a note on the animal packs. I feel like if you're gonna get a pack, I would prioritize getting the scenery packs over the animal packs, just because you get animals in the scenery packs a good amount, along with a bunch of pieces that you can use to decorate your zoos, which you just don't get that in the animal packs. So for the most part, I would say prioritize the other packs, aside from maybe one animal pack that I'll get to later. So next up, we have the Africa pack, another scenery pack, adding some much needed additions to the game. So first up, we get the African penguin, and these three are standing oddly close together, but I love these guys. They're super adorable, really awesome animals. We also get the fennec foxes, which are arguably even more adorable. I have a couple babies in here. Let me look at the babies. Look at how adorable this face is. It's perfect. I love it. Really cool animal. Love these guys. We also get the meerkat, which at the time when it was added was the smallest animal added to the game. And these guys are super, super cool. I love them a lot. Oh, there's a baby. A little adorable baby. And they can like burrow in these little holes in the ground. Are just a really cool addition to the game. And then arguably the most needed addition was a super iconic animal, the white rhino, which we just did not have. And the female is walking into the male. They are merging and becoming one. But I promise they are very good looking. I like them a lot. Now for the scenery pieces, you get very heavily like Middle Eastern, Egyptian sort of themed pieces, which I do like. You also get plaster pieces, which mix well with the base game plaster pieces. You get like these tile pieces. You can build stuff like this, or like these wooden arbor pieces are really nice. You get plaster pieces. And then the foliage, I'm not super fussed about this stuff over here. I do like these palms. These palms are really nice. So again, another scenery pack going into the good tier. I think I might, if I had to pick, I might put the Africa pack a little lower than these other two, just because the scenery in the Africa pack is good. It is pretty heavily themed though, so it's not always the most versatile, but the animals are really good. So next up we have the North America Animal Pack, adding a bunch of species from my neck of the woods. So first we have the moose, which is phasing through the architecture of this building because it's so giant. Super gorgeous animal, also very terrifying if you run into out in the wild because they are huge. They're so gigantic, kind of scary. Look at the adorable baby though. We also get the California sea lion, which is just a super cool animal to have. I love sea lions. We also get alligators, which are probably the most iconic crocodilian. I might get hate for that, but we'll see. Super, super cool animal, especially, it's at least the most iconic Florida animal. I'll say that. We also get the North American beaver, which is another awesome addition. They're adorable. Look at the chubby little baby. So cute. We get another tiny, tiny little animal. We get the black-tailed prairie dog, which they look great. Let's zoom in a little bit on this guy. Really cool animal. We also get the cougar, which another super awesome iconic animal from North America. Love these guys as well. And last, we get the Arctic fox, which, just a little side note. So the white variant, it looks good. I like the white variant, but for some reason, the blue morph, something about like its eyes, I don't know. For some reason, I don't like the way the blue morph looks as much, even though they're the same model. I don't know. You get the American bullfrog, which, no complaints here. They look great. pretty common backyard animal for me. So I am going to put the North America Animal Pack in the good tier as well, but as I said earlier, I would prioritize the scenery packs over the animal packs, just because you get stuff that you can actually put down in your zoo to decorate. But next up we have another scenery pack, the Europe pack. Underrated pack in my opinion. Let me show you why. Now the animal selection in this pack might not seem super interesting to everybody. I mean, the Alpine Ibex, super cool looking animal with those massive horns. Really adorable. They get this cool climbing rock enrichment, which maybe they'll use. No, it doesn't look like it. And then we also have the fallow deers, which these may not be super interesting to everyone because, I mean, at least in like North America and Europe and stuff, which is probably most of the player base of this game, you know, deer are common backyard animals, so it might not be super interesting, but I think these guys are really cool looking, and they also have a lot of color variation. So you see here like the normal red one. We also have a melanistic one. We have an albino one. And then we also have the Menno one, which I'm not entirely sure what Menno is, to be honest with you. This is the only Menno animal in the game, but with 4 different color variants, that's more than most animals in the game, and I think that's just a cool little addition for these guys. Also get the Eurasian lynx, which is a really cool looking animal. Super cool animal to build for and stuff. And then you also get the European badger, which also comes with some decent color variations. You get, you know, the normal black ones, and then you also get these erythristic ones, and then probably in the burrow, I'm guessing there's an albino one, but really cute animal. And then you also get somewhere in here the fire salamander. Oh, there's both color variations right there. So there's the normal black one, and then there's also this like pinkish reddish one, which the exhibit animals, it doesn't actually like tell you what color variant they are when you look at their information. So I don't know what this pinkish one would be called, but you know, cool little animal. I like the amphibians. And then for scenery, you get a lot of this sort of rustic-ish European scenery. You have these stained glass windows. You get this food truck. You get this bus. Really cool stuff. And then for the builders, the super hardcore builders, this rock wall texture is like one of the prettiest rock walls I think you can get in the game, and it's also super customizable with lots of different color options. You also get lots of like small metal pieces for people who want to go super detailed. I personally don't have the patience to add that much detail into my builds, but I've seen people use like these tiny little pieces to great effect. And then also you get the decals, which are absolutely invaluable pieces. These, like, they make your builds just pop so much more when you add just like a little detail to make it look a little more realistic. A little scratch here, a little surface damage there, a little moss there. Like, it just looks so much better, and it breaks up. Like, if you just have like a plain wall, you can just slap some of this stuff on it and it makes it look just a little more interesting. So these decals are super invaluable pieces for builders. So kind of on the same note as the other scenery packs, it's kind of a broken record at this point, but I'm just going to put the Europe pack in the good pack or tier. It's a good pack. I feel like I kind of already said this, but with the packs in the good tier, it's like depends on what you want from the game. Next up we have the Wetlands animal pack. Now the habitat animals you get from here, man, these guys are noisy. But the habitat animals you get in this pack are super good. You get the Asian small clawed otters, which are just adorable. Pretty common in zoos as well. You get the capybaras, which have taken the internet by storm over the past several years. You may know Gort and Quandale, and I don't know if I can say okay I pull up in that order, without getting demonetized, but it's not like I make money on these videos anyway, so it doesn't matter. These guys, I mean, they're capybaras. What else can you say? You also get the spectacled caiman, which apparently have a ton of offspring when they give birth. And they also make that adorable little chirping noise. But really, really good animal. I did notice one thing that I had a slight complaint about. Spectacle caiman is supposed to have like this kind of pronounced ridge on its nose, which is why it gets its name. And that ridge, you can kind of see where it should be, but it's not really sticking out very much. Very, very, very minor complaint. It looks great, but like I couldn't help but notice that when I was making this video. You also get the Nile, I've heard this pronounced Lekwe, and I've also heard this pronounced Lechwe. Don't know which one it is, maybe I should find that out. But another African ungulate, which we already have a lot of those in the game, but these ones look great, so can't complain too much. I also get the platypus, which, you know, it's the only monotremes we have in the game, and it's super cool. You know, it's a platypus. There's nothing else like it on the planet. Over here we have the Asian water buffalo. Is that what it's called? Wild water buffalo. That's it. Because there's a domestic water buffalo, but these are the wild ones. So let me see this one while he's swimming. Cool addition to the game. I like them. They look great. Then you also get the red crowned crane, which I really wish we had more like birds like this. Like we have the red crowned canes, we have the flamingos, but I really would love like more cranes and like more storks in the game. That'd be super cool. I know a lot of people, you know, they want like the aviary birds that can like owls and parrots and whatever, but like I'm okay with these types of habitat birds. Give me more of these, Frontier. I don't care. I don't need the parrots, even though I would like parrots. And for the exhibit animal, we have the Danube crested newt, which somewhere in here. I probably am not going to see it, unfortunately. But I really like the crested newts. They look super good. They're really cool amphibian. They look like little dragons, but I can't actually find one to show you. So in terms of ranking, I'm also going to put this one in the good tier, and I think actually I'm going to put this one a bit above the North America pack. I think the animal selection in the Wetlands animal pack is just a bit better, a bit more interesting. Maybe it's because the North American animal pack is stuff that lives on the same continent as me, so I've already seen a lot of these things in the wild, so maybe that's why it's not as interesting, but I just really like the Wetlands animal pack. So next up we have the conservation pack. Now this is the one pack that like I surprised myself in the ranking of this pack. Let me show you what this pack has to offer. So first up we have the Amur leopard, which is the first leopard species that we got in the game. They are super gorgeous, and part of the reason I really like the addition of the Amur leopard into the game as opposed to like an African leopard is because most people don't even know that like leopards live outside of Africa, when in reality leopards live like from Africa all the way up to like Russia, Korea area, which is where the Amur leopards are from. And I feel like it's really important to, you know, educate people about these animals because there's only about 100 of these left in the wild, and they're super gorgeous animals, and they need all the conservation they can get. So just by Frontier adding these into the game, they're, you know, helping to educate people, and also it's just a super gorgeous animal. We also get the scimitar horned oryx, which are extinct in the wild, but they have a really cool conservation story. Their numbers in the US at least are doing quite well. They've bounced back, and hopefully soon they should be released back into the wild. I think there already are some populations back in Africa, but they're super pretty animals. Love these guys a lot. Then we have another really great conservation success story with the Przewalski's horse, and these are just some of my favorite animals in the world. They're so pretty. This is one of my favorite habitat animals in the whole game. I love these guys. And then last for our exhibit animals, we also get the Siamangs, which very noisy, but super super cool animals. And like I love the way that they like hang and they'll do the brachiation thing where they swing for their arms. Yeah, arms. And then for the exhibit species, we have the axolotls, which, I mean, these are definitely, oops, these have to be my favorite exhibit animals, at least the boxed exhibit animals. Like, I love the axolotls. They're so adorable, and they have so many color variations. I think they have like 4 or 5. And look, this one's actually swimming. Like, so many of the exhibits, or the boxed exhibit animals anyways, they have like no animations, but these guys actually move around. And also I just really like axolotls. And then for the scenery, we get like just a bunch of really cool like backstage stuff, which is a super welcome addition. You get like tools like these shovels, you get bins and buckets and wheelbarrows and pots and gardening stuff. Just like, look at all this stuff. Just super super cool additions that you can work into any zoo, because any realistic zoo is going to have backstage stuff. And so like the scenery in this pack is awesome, but it doesn't end there, because you also get foliage in this pack, and specifically like these wildflower grassy pieces are just so useful, so incredibly useful for just filling out your habitats and making them look way more lush and way more pretty. And like when I build, like I really like using a lot of foliage and making it just look realistic as possible, like a real environment that they would live in. And these pieces are super super useful for that. You also get like some vegetables and like sunflowers in this pack, which are super cool. Also, I threw down this insect hotel, as well as these little lampshades, which I think they're just really cool looking pieces, and they're really versatile. So with this pack, I even surprised myself when I was making this video, but I think that in my personal opinion, the conservation pack is the best pack in Planet Zoo. Like, everything about it is good. The animals you get are super good. The scenery pieces, the foliage, like everything in this pack is just awesome. Definitely check out the conservation pack if you haven't already. So next up we have a bit of a controversial pack. We have the Twilight Pack. This pack did get some hate when it was announced, because it's very heavily Halloween themed, and the animals, not everyone was super thrilled about the animals, but I think this pack is better than some people give it credit for. Let me show you. Now, I think the animals in this pack are actually really good, despite 3 of the habitat animals being, common backyard animals for me. First up, we have the raccoon, which I hear these all the time at night. They're little chirping and chatterings. I have seen one as well. They aren't like super common. They like to hide. But I've seen them outside, and they're just really adorable. I love raccoons. I love their little hands that they have. They're so just polite and adorable. And they also will eat your chickens, so maybe they're not the most polite, but it's fine. We love them anyway. So good. Oh, and also they have 3 color variations. They have a melanistic, and I believe this is either leucistic or albino. I think that's leucistic, because it actually has color. Moving on, I have a lot of red foxes in here. Now, again, another animal that I see pretty commonly in my backyard, but like, let me show you what makes the red fox so good. So like, first of all, it's just a really good looking model. Just really cute animal. And also, the red fox has by far the most color variation of any animal in the game. I don't even think I have all of them in here. But so, this isn't technically the normal red fox variant, but you have this one right here, which is red. This is the piebald one, but for the moment, imagine it's just the normal red variant. So you have the red variant, you have the melanistic cross one, which is a black and red mix. You have melanistic silver, which this is also a piebald one, but they also come in non-piebald variants. But you have like the black and gray sort of mix. Oh, this is actually just a normal melanistic silver right here. It's in the shade, but you see what I'm getting at. And then you also just have the pure melanistic, which are just black, but this is also another piebald one because the albino the more color variants mod just kept giving me piebald ones, and you can't actually see if they're piebald when you look at the animal market, so I just kept ending up with more and more and more. But so you have the black ones, and then you also have the one that doesn't come with the piebald variant is the albino. So that's 5 regular variants, but then 4 out of 5 of them also have piebald variants, which brings the total number of color variants for the species up to 9, which just absolutely blows any other animal out of the water. I think next is the fallow deer, which has 4 different color variants, but like this has more than double that, and they look so good. Look at this one. Look at his face. It's adorable. And then again, another backyard animal for me, the striped skunk. Look at the fur. Look at the fur on these guys. They look so good. Really, as Frontier have gone on, the quality of their animals has gone up. They look way more realistic, even though they still have that very slight cartoony, slightly bigger eye style, and but like they look really good. So obviously we have the normal black and white skunk, we have a erythristic, and a albino. And we have the last habitat species, which doesn't live in my backyard. We have the common wombats. I absolutely adore wombats. They are so cute, and it's good to finally get them in the game because we didn't have them in the Australia pack. I don't know why I blanked on the continent of Australia for a second, but it escaped my mind. But like these guys are just so good looking. Last but not least, we got our first walkthrough exhibit animals ever added to Planet Zoo. We got the Egyptian fruit bats, which have a normal variant and an albino variant. So let's pause so we can get a good look at them. Maybe turn the light on. But like, these guys just look great. Also, I kind of want to highlight how like good Frontier's, not that, like the eyes on all of Frontier's animals are just like some of the most realistic eyes I've ever seen animated in a video game. And I feel like Frontier deserves a shout out for that because these are just so good. But like, it's super awesome to finally get like actual flying animations in the game because we didn't have any before, even though we had some birds, and people have been asking and asking and asking for birds since the game was launched, and people thought they were going to get birds. Still hasn't happened yet. We'll see if it ever happens. I am hopefully optimistic, but personally I'm not going to be super mad if we don't get them. But I think the walkthrough exhibit is at least a really good step in the right direction, and like the bats are adorable. I love these guys. So finally we have the scenery pieces, which a lot of people complained about, and I think it's better than people think it is. Like, you get lots of really nice like wooden pieces, and I don't know if these chains are actually in the Twilight Pack or not. I feel like they are. And you get like these nice shingles, and the bristlecone pines are really nice, and these fences, they're kind of gothic-ish fences. You also get these stone texture pieces, which, you know, you can use them for building castle-y type stuff, but you don't necessarily have to use them on castles. They work really well just as any building pieces. Like, they're just really nice cinder block-y looking pieces. They look great. Also, I didn't even notice there's fog, nasty yellow fog coming up there. And then you also, you know, you get your very Halloween stuff. You get jack-o'-lanterns. You get these giant goofy mushrooms, which I probably will never be using. One thing I was super excited about with this pack, though, was the leaf piles. I'm a little sad that they aren't recolorable because they only come in this red color. But, like, if you're building a forest habitat and you want it to look realistic, there's going to be dead leaves on the ground. But we didn't have that until the Twilight Pack. So really happy. Then we get like these foxgloves, we get these mushrooms, and like I think the pieces in the Twilight Pack are a lot better. Oh, hello. We get the stalactite pieces. I mean, like these are so useful for more than just stalactites. Like you can use them to build rock walls. You can just all kinds of really nice natural looking rocks out of these things. They are recolorable as well. So like these pieces alone make this pack pretty good. But then there's a ton of other stuff that's really useful in this pack. And then I think the animals are underrated. I ain't gonna lie. So once again, that is another good scenery pack. However you would personally rank these different scenery packs, I mean, I'm just gonna leave that up to you. I couldn't decide personally, but I think they're all good. They all have their different niches, I guess, and you could use them for whatever you're trying to build. You know, you might want one pack over the other. They're all good. So last but not least, we have our most recent pack uploaded. Uploaded? Is that the? Yeah, I guess it was technically uploaded. But our newest pack, the Grasslands Animal Pack, and I really like the Grasslands Animal Pack. Let me show you. So first up, we have the Blue Wildebeest, which these guys are just like super awesome. Whenever I see these, I always think of the one scene in The Lion King where they're all charging down the cliff towards Simba. Like that imagery is just burned into my mind for all time. And I'm really glad that these guys were added to the game. A little confusing why they added the black wildebeest over the blue wildebeest when these are much more iconic animals, but maybe it's best that, you know, Frontier held off on giving these because their newer animals look better than their older ones as a general rule, and so, you know, getting these guys now is really cool. And then they also have like this golden variant and an albino variant. Here, the maned wolves, which super awesome animals. I love these guys. Very unique canids, you know. I'm really glad these guys have finally been added to the game. They're so pretty. We also have the striped hyenas, the spotted hyenas, lesser known cousins. But these guys are super pretty. I love these guys and the way they look. And also I'm glad that Frontier updated the model a little bit before releasing them. I do think these guys look fantastic. Super adorable. Is there a baby in here? Oh, they're sleeping outside. Super cute. We also have the emus, which are an awesome additions to the game. I wasn't able to get any babies because I realized I accidentally got 2 males instead of a male and a female. But like, these guys, just super iconic. What is the term? What is their family? They're ratites. Yeah, super pretty ratites. Awesome Australian animals. We also have the 9-banded armadillos, which, like, if you look closely at these guys, like, I mean, there's some like clipping that happens, unfortunately, with the different the plates that are on this thing, but like the detail on these guys is insane, and like the different, it's kind of hard to tell because this video is probably not the best looking video in the world, if I'm being honest with you. But like each one of these different bands on the 9-banded armadillo is like separate. They move separately. It would have been super easy for them to just like slap all the texture together and not have it move at all. But like each one of these little bands moves individually, and like just the amount of detail on these animals is so good. We also have the caracal. We have the melanistic one right here. The normal color is right over here. I love these guys. I love their little ear tufts. Do the ear twitch. Yeah, their ears just like, I love that little twitch that they do, and the little tufts move around. They're super cute. I love them. Then last for the habitat animals, we have the red-necked wallaby, which are really cool. I'm glad we have these guys. They're just like little, I guess I could use the term anime hippo for the pygmy hippos. These are like anime kangaroos. And they also make more sense as walkthrough animals because kangaroos are potentially dangerous. But these guys are not as bad. I love Australian animals. I'm glad we got more. Now for the last animals, Frontier really spoiled us. In the trailer they said, oh, there's 8 animals being added to the game in this pack, which is the normal amount for an animal pack, but really they gave us 12 because they gave us the butterflies, but with these butterflies they gave us 5 different species. So you have the, let me see if I can get really close to these guys. You have the European peacocks, the Old World swallowtails, super cool. And then over here, I've got the cloudless sulfurs, these yellow ones, the monarchs, the orange ones, and we also have the blue morphos. All super, super beautiful, beautiful animals. I love the way that they're modeled. Like, they did not have to do this much detail on these tiny, tiny little animals, but like Frontier really went above and beyond with these guys. They look great. And like, I love the way the guests will walk around and, you know, they'll hold the butterflies on their fingers. It's just like, Frontier really went above and beyond. I've already said that, but like, it's true with these guys. They did such a phenomenal job on making these butterflies just super, super cool. And like, my one complaint is pretty much the same as everyone else. You have to have the dog rose bushes as part of their exhibits. And it's like, well, what if I don't want to use the dog rose bush as part of my foliage palette for my walkthrough exhibit? Well, you have to. You have to have these. And then the other flowers and stuff are not actually available as decorations. So you can't actually use these purple flowers, or like you have these different textures for these banana plants, which look really good. You also have these pink flowers, but like none of these are actually props that you can use in the game. They're only in the butterfly exhibits, which I guess it's a minor complaint, but I would have liked to have them. So I said that for the most part, you should take the scenery packs over the animal packs, but I'm making an exception here, and I'm saying that the Grasslands animal pack is S tier. It's part of the great tier. Like, the animals, there's just no misses in this group of animals. They're so good looking, really awesome animals to build for. I love the Grasslands animal pack. Super, super good. Great Christmas present from Frontier. Thank you very much. And that wraps up this video, I guess. That's all the packs and where I would put them. I'd say, you know, everything that they've put out, everything that Frontier's put into this game is really cool. I like all of it. I just made this list to, it's just kind of tell you what I would prioritize in terms of what you want to get in the game if you don't have all the scenery packs. But yeah, I will be uploading this build to the workshop so that anyone can, well, I used all the different pieces from every different pack, so you're not going to be able to use this if you don't already have every pack in the game, but I guess that's kind of who could use it, because if you don't have the pack, I guess you can't rank it. But anyway, I'm going to upload this to the workshop so that people can use this for themselves. If you make YouTube videos, feel free to use this for your video. Like, more than happy. But yeah, thank you for watching this video. And who knows, maybe I'll make some more Planet Zoo content because I really, really love this game. It's my favorite chill game. I love to just boot this game up and just build stuff. And I have a couple projects that I've been working on for a while. Maybe I'll make some videos on that. Who knows? But anyways, thank you for watching. Hope to see you next time. Bye-bye.